here. Guys, I'm excited to do this. I was like, man, I want to be more connected with my PS coaches and work through you guys' struggles and get to know you guys a little bit better. I know we have our weekly team calls, and thanks to Sean, he got the author of Go for No, which is an amazing book. It's like this big. It's like the easiest book to read, and it's a powerful one for this business. So thanks, Sean, for reaching out to that author and getting her on that.
No problem. You bet.
So pretty stoked about that. Also, I'll be adding a new coach, Scott Garland, shortly after this call. And if you guys have to go, this is going to take me a while because there was a bunch of questions. So I'm going to go through everything that was in that comment thread on Facebook about your current struggles. And then this is recording, so I'll put it up on YouTube as well. I'm actually going to do a post, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to I'll make a blog post with all these. I'll put like common coach questions, and I'll put all these questions and embed the video in there. So I'll be on my blog as well. And I'll tell you guys why I'm doing it, so you guys know what I'm doing with that. I'm doing that so as a way to help me find people that want to be coaches someday. So when they're reading transformation stories on my blog, they could see that and be like, oh, what is this coach thing? So I wanted to let you guys know specifically why I'm going to make that blog post and put this video in there as well. So smile big because they're going to be joining our team, right? But I want you guys to do those types of things as well. When you're learning, teach those things, get them out to the world, because the more you get yourself out to the world on social media, the more people you're going to have to be able to talk to. So make that a choice and a decision. One quick thing I want to mention, it has to do with many of the struggles that I read on this. I copied them all over to a note. Scott Garland, the guy that signed up, I did a 30-minute coach opportunity call with him about 2 months ago. So, he just wasn't ready. And then he texted me. Well, he actually wrote me while I was in Cancun. And he's like, I've been praying, and I don't know, something about the pictures. God told me this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So a lot of times I see as coaches, we get hung up when people say, I want to do this, and they don't go through with it. I want you to know that everybody has their own timing. So you got to be okay with that and have faith that if you continue having those conversations, that they'll be ready when their time comes. Just like Scott did. We had that first conversation 2 months ago, and he's like, I'm all in. I'm going to be a coach. And I did everything I always do. Oh, hey, I'll be following up with you. Followed up, and it just wasn't his time. And I let him know, hey, it's okay if you're not ready. I understand that, because it took me 8 months to be ready, to be a coach as well. So when you're ready, I want you to know that I'll be here. So I think one of the most important things I could teach you before we even go through any of these questions is you've got to make that real decision that you're going to be there when they come. And I'm going to be 100% honest here, and I'll take them in, but it's not what I like to do. I've had so many times where someone's come to me ready to be a coach that got introduced to somebody a year ago or 18 months ago. And, they got introduced to being a coach or being a challenge group. Timing wasn't right. That coach quit or stopped doing the business. And when they were ready, that coach was no longer there. So they're out looking for somebody to help them. So you've got to make that decision that you're going to be there for them when they're ready. And so thumbs up to that. Boom. Okay. I muted all you guys so we don't have a bunch of feedback, but I'm just going to go through these, all these questions. And if you have something to add on, like I'm talking about it and you have an additional thing, just unmute yourself and cut me off. I won't be offended. So let me check. I'm going to double check my calendar here, make sure to see how much time I have. I got my daughter's singing performance at 1, so I'll have to get ready to leave at 12:15 to pick them up at school. So we got plenty of time, so we get to rock this. So, and like I said, if you're at work, I know some of you stepped out of work. This is going to be recorded, so if you don't catch it all, don't feel bad saying, hey, I got to leave. I'm just happy that you hopped on here with us live. And I'm looking over this screen to look at questions. I'll read the question, then I'll answer it. First one says, getting coaches started off right. I need a better system. This was, just so you guys know, this is from Jennifer Green. I didn't write who all these are from, but I remember this is from Jennifer Greenberg. Jennifer Greenberg's a 9-star diamond elite coach that's been with me for 3.5 years and still has questions on how to become better. So I want you guys to know that if you're brand new, it's okay to have all these questions and concerns. But the one thing I want to share about Jennifer is that she's even though she doesn't have the perfect or a better system ready yet, she's still out hitting her Success Club every month and bringing people on to join her team and doing the best that she can. And because of that, she has a business that retired her and her husband. So what I want to say about better system as I get started is don't wait for a better system or a perfect system or to understand everything to start building relationships with people and get them started. So my system, so you guys understand what I do, is the first Monday of every month I start new people in a challenge group. It's calendared in. I know that every first Monday I have a new challenge group starting. Same thing goes with new coach training. I have a new coach training group starts the first Monday of every month. And that's every single month on the first Monday, no matter what. It's the system I put in place. That's my system. And with the challenge group, I let them know in private message as they're getting there. I just follow up with them, make sure they get their package, make sure they take their before pictures. And then I get them into the challenge group like usually on Friday or Saturday before they start on Monday. With my coaches, I put them in the group 1 week ahead of time. So this upcoming Monday when I'm in Calgary, or when I wake up in Edmonton after Super Sunday, I'm going to be at my hotel and I'm going to add all of my list of new coaches, which is right here for this month. I'm going to add them all into that group and I'm going to have them start to get to know each other. I'm going to make them make a video introducing themselves, why they're coach, and get them uncomfortable. So I do that week of getting them started. This is my getting started right for coaches. I get them in, we'll call it the preseason week. They get in, they get uncomfortable, they make a video, introduce themselves, and have them start asking questions. And then we have a Zoom call like this on the Sunday night before that Monday. And what I have in there, I have them again introduce themselves 3 to 5 minutes, tell us who you are. And I'm just getting them comfortable talking to people, talking to people about their story and developing their story, because the products sell themselves. So you've got to be able to create your message. So I'm teaching my coaches right now to develop their message, how to share their message with somebody. And that's what I'm going to be talking about at Super Saturday in Calgary and Edmonton as well, how to craft your message. So I'm excited about that. But that's what I do. And what I've been doing is I've been I used to do assignments like new coach to Emerald training assignments or Emerald to Diamond assignments. I don't do that anymore. I have them all in a blog post, and I put the blog post in there and I say, here's all the training you're going to need to become an Emerald coach. You can go through it at your own pace. And then what I'm doing on the daily is I'm doing these 5 things. I have them, what was a positive from, and I do it. So I put it up on Monday night. Let's say I put it up on Sunday night, and then Monday when they work their list, when they're working their business hours, I have them check in with after they do their business, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I have them hold themselves accountable to the 3 vital behaviors. So I have them, what I'm doing with the new coach, this is my system I'm teaching you. So I have them do what was a positive thing that happened yesterday. And it can be in their life or their business or in their fitness journey. What's a positive thing? What's a struggle? What did you read for your personal development and what did you learn? Like, what did you read and what did you learn? So it's teaching them to teach what their personal development, because that's what I do every single day on Facebook and my YouTube channel. Is all I do is I take my personal development and I teach it and apply it to Beachbody. So I'm teaching them to take their personal development and teach it or share with us what they're learning. The next thing is I ask them, what was your workout and did you drink your Shakeology? And then the last one, the 5th one, is what are the names of the 2 people that you reached, the 2 new people you talked to? What are their names and how did they respond to your message? Did they ignore you? Did they respond? So I want to know how they responded. And the reason is so I can help them understand what's going on with their invites. Like if someone ignores them, I can let them know that doesn't mean they're failing as a coach. And then I could say, hey, here's what I do when they ignore. I go to their Facebook page. I like a couple of their photos. I comment on a couple of them. And then I put them on my follow-up list for a couple of days later. That way I let them see that I comment on their stuff, because a lot of times they just forget. They're not coaches like us that sit down and answer messages all at once. So they may see it when they're out with the kids and be like, oh, Sean wrote me. And then they put it down and then they forget. So a lot of times we think we're failing in that aspect. So I teach them how I go comment on some photos, like some of their stuff. So I'm just doing that thing. I want to know who they talk to, what they're responding, so I can teach them how to overcome those objections or move through it. So that's what I'm doing for my my system for onboarding new coaches. And then also to help create leaders, for example, I ask coaches that are showing up to do stuff. For example, Darren, without even asking, I didn't put up the assignment last night, and he did it for us. So kind of empowering people. I know I asked, when I was in Cancun, I asked Barton Jeffs if he could put the post up every single day for us while we were gone. So identifying those that are showing up and putting in the most effort, not the most results, but the most effort, that they're trying and learning and growing and willing to do it. And then I teach them to step up and lead by giving them those opportunities. So that's what I'm doing for getting my coaches started off correctly. And one thing I also teach them that I want you guys to know is and this is just recently, because each of you guys has experienced this at some time. When it gets overwhelming or hard, or you feel like you're getting rejected a lot, I would say 99% of coaches tuck into the corner, into their own little shell, and don't talk to anybody about it. So I tell them, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get discouraged. And I do this in that Zoom call. I say, you're going to get discouraged. It's going to get hard. And you're going to think you're the only one going through this, but you're not. And I tell them, 9 out of 10 coaches are going through the same thing. And you're going to want to tuck into the corner and hide. But you have to actively reach out and ask for help in the team page. So I let them know that that's up to them, that's going to happen. And it's up to them to reach out for advice and help when they need it. So that basically what I'm doing is I'm preparing them that it's going to get hard and it's going to be a struggle at times, and you're going to feel alone. And so that's the way to get over that, is to reach out and surround yourself with more positive people. Reach out to me and tell me what's going on, so I can help you overcome that. So if you don't come, and I let them know, if you don't come to me, I won't know. Because you guys know how passionate I am, and I show up to Beachbody. But guys, my first priority is taking care of my kids and my family, because that's what's got to be together 10 years from now. And if I spend all my time babysitting all the coaches, I'll never have that peace and that balance in my family life. And then I can't be a successful coach. So I let them know that they've got to reach out to me, and that I'll always make time for everybody. And so I set that standard from the beginning in my coach group. So, and if you guys ever need, write me a message. I recorded my last one where we each shared our stories, and I set that standard for them. It was like an hour and a half long, because each of them talked, and we set standards for the group. And, and I have 2 coaches out of that almost went diamond in the first 30 days, because they're going through those invites and taking those no's and learning how to get around them and even invite more people. So let me know if you want to watch that to see how you can do it for your team. The next thing, we're going to go through these because it's going to be like 2 hours if I go at this pace, but I'll just read it. It says, my biggest struggle, me standing in my own way. I have all the skills and support, yet I still feel like I'm on the sidelines waiting for a miracle to happen. I feel overwhelmed by the amount of knowledge to take in, when really I should just dive in head first and work on the challenges that come as they come. What is not working for me is waiting for it to happen miraculously. That being said, there's only one option. Take the plunge. At a point of nothing left to lose, can only go up from here. So I didn't actually read through all these. I kind of glanced at them. But this coach answered their own question, basically. I don't know whose it was. But I didn't say that I would do this. But Sean, could you answer that? Like, what do you say to somebody that's standing in their own way, overwhelmed with all the knowledge you got to take in, and just to start doing the activity?
Throw your excuses out the window. At the end of the day, that's what it is. I've been talking to a lot of coaches this week, not only my team, but our team, coaches in Canada. And you know what? we're not the only ones thinking that. Everybody's thinking that. I don't have time. I don't know the steps, you know. And what I got out of it this week is just throw your excuses out the window. When you decide that you want to do something, you will make it happen. Well, I don't have time to do my workout. Yes, you do. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Make it part of your life. I don't have time to read. Takes 10 minutes to listen to an audio. You guys can do this. You just got to throw that excuse out the window. Don't let it take control of your life. You be control of your life. And when you do that, everything else will fall in place.
Awesome advice. So I like to use analogies because analogies are make things simpler to understand. How many of you guys have kids? Boom. So, when we first found out we were pregnant with a child, right? Each of us were like, holy crap, I don't know how to raise a kid. But what happens as a parent? Do you sit around and wait for the baby to feed itself, to change its diaper, you know, to do all that stuff? Or do you just figure it out? You just take the steps to figure it out. I mean, you may talk to another parent. Hey, what are you doing? Like, hey, what's this? You know, at the hospital, you're like, okay, nurse, show me how to wipe that black goo out of there. You know, you ask and then you just do it. You know, and the nurse is going to make you do it. So I like to relate it to raising kids. None of us knew how to do it before, but we just figured it out. I know a ton of single moms are raising kids on their own. And they're, you know, and unfortunately there's men out there that don't pay their child support. I have friends that are going through that type of thing. And I have to give a shout out to the moms, because even though these moms may make, like my sister struggled for a long time, and you know, she got no child support ever, but she does whatever it takes to make the money to get her kids in school, to feed them, to give them what they need. So take that mindset of how you just figure out in life, like how to live life, be a dad, be a mom, and apply that to your Beachbody business. You know, if I never tried to be a good dad or play with my kids or to change their diapers or to feed them, I wouldn't be the dad that I am today. But I took those steps from the beginning. So just start taking those steps right now on the 3 Vital, but keep it simple. Learn as you go. I think it's perfectly okay to tell people, you're brand new coaches, I don't even know what I'm doing yet, but I have great people that I'm surrounded by and a great team, and we have all the resources in the world to learn this. But we just got to start taking the steps. So when you can do that, you're also relatable. Okay. So does that help everybody on that question? Okay. Consistent invites. Facebook is a big distraction for me. This one answered their own question as well. I started a new game plan yesterday and I sold the challenge pack. Was it one of you guys that asked that question by chance? Okay. So I'll teach you what I do. I organize, I have a video on YouTube about it. I organize all my groups into my favorites. You can go click a little setting on the right-hand side of Facebook. When you're in the group, like let's say Team Dynasty, Scottie's personally sponsored coach page, your challenge group, or your coach training group, those are really the only important groups that you should have. You may be a part of 20 groups, but they're not important to building your business. You know, just your challenge group, a coach training group, your PS group, and if you have coaches of your own team page. So I would mark those as favorites. And never check your notifications. I'm going to try to see if I can share something with you guys here to give you like a testament of it, I guess is the word. Let me get into my Facebook. Okay. Let me load this up. I'm just going to show you real quick. Share screen. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. Share screen. Let me know when you guys see it. Okay. Okay, here's my screen. You can see 44 notifications here. I'll come over to my groups. Like here's all my favorites right here. Obviously our team is ginormous, so I have more groups than the most of you will have as a new coach. But I put my most important ones in the very top. My new coach training, my PS coach page, my team page, my diamond page, and my fitness challenge group. The rest of them I don't really have to go through, but they're on there because they're somewhat important to me, but these top ones are the most important. So literally, guys, I can go through all 5 of those groups on a 20-minute bike ride at the gym. Like I did my workout today. I got on the bike and I did all of these groups, including the reminder to get on this call, and the reminder about the team call tonight in 20 minutes. I got through all those groups. Actually, I went through all of these real quick without looking at, like you can see this has 10 notifications. I didn't need to go to that group. It's not important to building my business. I didn't need to go to that one either, but I went to my Body Beast group, the Summit one, this other Body Beast one, East Idaho Coaches about Super Saturday. So I don't ever look at these notifications right here. I just, when I go to my groups, I go through the groups one time, and I only personally do it one time per day. I go through that group because I want to show up and show you guys the example of showing up and checking in, encouraging people. I always try to add value every day, like remind you guys of a team call, or teach something that I'm learning, or share a success story, or answer questions, or share someone's success or what's working. But that's not going to help me hit Success Club and grow my business and find new people to help get into their journey. So I can honestly tell you guys that going through those groups is about 15% of my day. 15% of my day. And then the other 10% to make 25% is getting on the phone call with coaches that have questions or that need to work through something. And then the other 80% is like that phone call you guys saw me on when you logged on here, talking to new people and doing follow-ups with people to get them into a challenge pack, whether they're coach or customer. Doing my workout. I listen to Les Brown, Tony Robbins, John C. Maxwell audiobooks. Personally, I do it about 6 hours a day. During my workout, when I'm doing my follow-ups and doing the groups, I'm listening to Jim Rohn and all these guys during that to fit in extra personal development. So that's how I stay away from distractions. Stay away from distractions and stay consistent with my invites, because if I'm not looking at those notifications, then I know, okay, the next thing on my list is I got to make these 2 new invites. And I personally do 5 because I want to hit Success Club 10 every single month. So if you're having trouble hitting Success Club 5, then stop doing 2 invites and do 10. And the call that Sean has tonight for our team, the Go for No, is going to help reiterate that for you. And that's what Les Brown said today about someone, he used to work with door-to-door sales, or they were doing some sort of sales, and he's like, I'm behind on my bills, and he's talking about all of that, and he's like, well, how many phone calls are you doing a day? And he said something like, I'm doing 5 a day. And he said, well, you need to do 100 if you're behind on your bills. So you've got to step up and make that happen. Make that a priority in your business, because no one will ever know that they can be a part of your team unless you tell them. So you've got to be bold at that. So make that decision now to do that. The next question, I feel like my self-belief is always key above any how-to or system, and I need to continue to work on that. My posture and the way I talk needs to be so confident and bold that others are compelled to join. Guys, this is I hate to say the number one key, but Sean, I'm going to have Sean pop on once more. Sean is learning as he's going, but he is a 2-star diamond, opened his second business center. But this is all in like 8 months' time. But he was a coach a year prior to that. He had a couple coaches. They quit, went Emerald, lost Emerald. And then something happened in his life where he became fully committed, which was having their last child. But I can tell you, and Sean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Sean is he's the most confident person and bold about what he's doing on Facebook. And that's why people want to follow him and join him. Would you agree with that, Sean, or Adam?
Yeah, absolutely. But it didn't always start that way either. Just so you guys know, the first year, and it's funny, Scottie was talking about personal development, and I read something this morning from GoPro, and it really broke it down. The first year, I was a poser. I showed up, and I was looking for the quick dollar, and I thought maybe I get a few people signed up, but I never did a single invite for a year. I did nothing. And then that July 1st, like Scottie said, 8 months ago, that's when I decided to step up my game and started inviting and got out of my comfort zone. And I'll tell you, that first few weeks, it was tough because I never sent an invite out. I was afraid to. But you know what got me out of it was I sent the first 2 invites, and then I sent 5 invites, and then I sent 10 invites. And then I started, it's funny, I started inviting celebrities. You'd see I don't know, there's a couple of singers out there that I have on my Facebook, and I didn't care who they were. I was sending them an invite because you never know who you can help out there. But it didn't start out that way. But you have to start somewhere to get to where you want to be. So, yeah, Scottie's absolutely right. Everything changed 8 months ago, but I chose to step forward and get out of the comfort zone. And now it doesn't matter who I talk to. I will talk to anybody and everybody. And just to share a story, I actually had a customer come to the club that I was working at, and I sent them an invite a few months ago, and they were saying, well, my friend was really offended that you sent him that invite. And I just flat out said, you know what, I'm sorry that he was offended, but I'm here to help people. I'm here to help. And my invites aren't directed to certain people. They're directed to anybody around them. But I found at that point in my life right there that it didn't matter. I'm not there to offend anybody, but I'm there to help people. And I've helped a lot more people. So that one person that said that, I've helped thousands. So just get out of that comfort zone. At the end of the day, that's what it is. And that's why I'm so confident, because in my mind, I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. And no one can take that away from me. I have my dream job. End of the day.
There you go. And so he had that, but when he made that decision, he had that attitude. Well, as it developed and he started making that first 2 invites and then 5 and then 10, he fell in love with that process, like not caring, like he just wanted to help people. And if it takes, and I guess I could say I have that same experience that I had before I became a coach, because I was a missionary for my church. I had to knock on doors and speak in a language I didn't know, like try to speak and understand. And I would remember leaving and I'd be like, hey, that was pretty cool what they said. And he's like, he didn't even say that. Like, you totally missed the whole conversation. I'm like, but I was out trying and learning, and it just took getting uncomfortable. So make those invites. I remember, because what we did, we knocked doors. I remember he did it, and I listened. I didn't even say anything. And the next one, he knocked the door, and he pushed me in front, and he stepped behind me. And I was like, oh. And I was just like, hola, ¿cómo estás? I could say my name. That's about it. And then they're like, and I'm like, what do you say? So, but that's what got me. It was just that situation was just the same as Sean saying, just send those invites. Just send them out. You're not going to die. I promise you, you're not going to die. So I think also what helps me when I make invites is I think of all the hard jobs in the world where people actually have their life in danger, and they show up and they do that day to day, whether it's a cop or a firefighter, like some, or military that are out getting shot at, and, you know, mines and all that stuff. Like, that's hard. So getting rejected is not hard. Having someone tell you no is not that hard and not that painful. So just realize that. I like to compare it to other things. Like, this is really easy, actually, if you can fall in love with it. Like Sean said, it's really easy just to send a message out and say, hey, Sean, I was thinking about you. I saw you had a new baby recently. You know, I haven't, in my first initial contact would be like, I haven't heard from you in a long time. What's going on? How are you feeling with the new baby? And we just start that conversation. And then he talks about the baby. He talks about his day as a night DJ and as a, you know, working during the day, a full-time job as well. And that's where I just say, dude, have you seen what I do as a Beachbody coach? Do you know what that is? And I could just start asking questions like that. No, I don't know what that is. Be like, oh, I'd love to share with you what it is. Let me send you a 2-minute video. If I sent you a 2-minute video, would you watch it? And I just start going through that process of just showing people what I do. So not so scary, right? Does that sound scary? No. So not so scary once you just try it. Just like any fear we have, once you face it, it's not scary anymore. So we'll go on from that one. But the lead into that one was, I feel like self-belief is always key above any how-to or system. Hands down, 100%. All my positive affirmations are about belief. I'm listening to these 4 to 6 hours a day to continually to grow my belief, right? And what I want to share is, like, you guys know the business we've created. You guys are all a part of it, and we feel completely blessed by that. But I'll tell you what, guys, making $1 million with Beachbody was the easiest thing I ever did. The easiest thing I ever did. The hardest thing, believing it was possible for somebody like me, this quiet, shy guy that dropped out of college, that went on a mission and taught people about God, then came home and became an alcoholic and a coke addict and playing music and lip piercings and gauged earrings and dyed black hair, and then realizing, like, do I deserve something like this? Is that possible for somebody like me? Right? So that was the hardest part of it, is just believing it was possible for me. So that's why I listen. Even today, 4 years later, I still listen to 6 hours of that, because I need that positive affirmation that this is for me, that anybody can create the life that they want once you can train your mind and realize that your past doesn't define you. It's part of your message on how you can help connect with other people and help other people. So that's what the personal development does for me. It's not important. It's necessary. It's vital to you becoming a successful coach. Not just learning it, but applying it. So, and I want you guys to know, all these videos that I do, like, you guys shouldn't be making videos. You guys should be making Facebook posts every single day about what you're learning, because you can just take that all in, and then it's just you. No one's benefiting from it if you just take it all in and don't apply it. So take it in and then teach it to the world. Put it on Facebook, put it in a YouTube video, because that's how you're going to add ridiculous value to people. That's going to help you overcome objections on Shakeology or the workouts or doing home workouts versus gym workouts. When they see how much value you add by how much you're growing and then teaching that to others, there's no objections. Like when I'm on the phone with Scott, and Scott's going to listen to this recording tonight, there's no objections to a $160 challenge pack. We walk through it. He doesn't even ask. I just say, hey, which challenge pack are you going to get? I'm thinking about getting the 160 pack. He goes through, I'm walking him through it. He's like, oh, okay, it's about a 172. Perfect. There's no questions whatsoever about that. But it's because of the ridiculous value of him watching our Facebook page, watching us sharing success stories, watching us make these videos on personal development and relating it to building a business or to health and fitness on a consistent basis. So don't just take in your personal development, teach it to other people. That's how you're going to add value, aside from caring about them. Next thing, people turning a yes to a maybe and then nothing happens, or to a no. I like that one. So, Sean, I don't want to do all the talking on here. Let me look on here. I can't see some of these. Sean, I'm going to ask you, Sean.
Okay.
So people say yes, or they're like, okay, maybe, and then they ignore you, or they say no. What's the deal with that? Why do people do that?
Because they're not ready.
Not ready.
In my eyes, they're just not ready. But at that point, I don't give up. I let them go for a couple days, and then the key is the follow up. You guys always want to follow up when you have those kind of situations. A couple things can happen. One, they just might not be ready, or if you go through what you guys have already talked about, you might not have shown enough value to them yet, right? So you can look at it both ways. For the most part, they're probably just not ready, but you can always strengthen your skills if you go back and look what you've done, because there just might not be enough value. So if I find that, okay, no, I missed this step and I'm not talking about this, then I'll go back. I'll get them involved in the conversation again, and then I will try and show them more value, because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing, is we're showing value to others, right? And like I said, if they're not commenting, they're not ready, but they are following you. Remember that your conversation doesn't end there, because they will follow you. I have coaches and challengers that come to me a year later that are signing up after I've talked to them like a year later. Now, I'll tell you something, like, you guys have seen my success the last few months. It's not from one current invite. It's not from one. Like, from those invites in that month, none of them come from those. It's always the previous months that I've been working, and then they start to follow you and they start to see what you're doing and if you're credible and if they can trust you. Because at the end of the day, like Scottie said, they're not buying a product, they're buying you guys, right? And that's why being consistent is so important. I hope that answered the question.
Perfect. Yes. Holly, your question with value, my personal Facebook page and my YouTube channel, adding value. I'm going to give you guys a direct example. Sean hit it on the head. Like, sometimes I'll talk to somebody and they'll be ready right away. They're like, okay, that sounds exciting. And they have the money. They're ready for change, and they do it right then. But just like Sean said, the majority of my coaches are seeds that I planted far in the past, a year, 2 years. One of my new Emerald coaches, she was one of the first people I talked to that told me, you shouldn't do that. It's going to be really hard being a Beachbody coach and doing network marketing. She's like, I've done that before. It's going to be hard. Good luck. But no, I'm not going to be a part of that with you. And now she's running her own fit club. But that took 4 years for her to come to me and say, I see what you've done. This is different than any other company I've ever seen. You're truly changing lives. I'm ready to do this.
And if I can add something to that, Scottie, this off personal development, it's GoPro book. I just read this morning, so it's nice to share. People that say I've done the network marketing stuff and it hasn't worked, it's because when they started, they thought they had 3 or 4 people they can go talk to and they would hit it big right from the beginning. I have my sister, I have my dad, I have my brother, I have my cousin. I'm going to sign them up and I'm going to be rich. It's not like that, guy. It's a bigger picture. You guys have a network of people around you. Your network of people around you have a network of people around them. Like, the sky is unlimited for what you can do in this business, but every day you have to go out and put out the work. But it's not a get rich scheme. It doesn't work that way. You guys have to put in the time, and the time is what counts for everything. Sorry, I just read it this morning. I was excited to read that. Awesome. So I'm going to share. Yeah.
If you haven't read GoPro, it's a must read.
Yes.
I think of it as like all these no's as well. We're still hitting on this subject. When they tell you no, that's why you got to continue to be consistent on your Facebook or your YouTube, because they're watching you to see if this is real, if you're really helping people, if you're really serious about this. If they see you complaining, they're going to be like, I don't know if that's something for me. They'll never join you. So you got to, if you have a struggle, it's important that you talk about it, but how are you going to use that struggle to become better? That's the inspiring part. So I'm going to give you guys some example on my coaches this month. Chris Hewitter, big CrossFitter. I first talked to him 2 years ago, brand new coach this month. Samantha, man, I started talking to her about a year ago. Judy Lavender, she used to be a coach a long time ago on another team. She's been talking to me for about 6 months. And I did Voxer messages, voice messages to her back and forth, answering questions. And it's been about 6 months since I invited her, and she's a coach this month. Tim and Erica Mendoza, they've been watching my YouTube channel without me knowing. And I had a call with Tim about a month ago, and he was ready to sign up the next day. And it took him 4 weeks to get signed up. And then Eric and Tim got signed up. Brianna, she watched my videos. So why I'm saying videos is because that is an activity that I did in the past. I shared my personal development in the past and consistently. So each of those activities that didn't pay me when I made them, no one paid me $5 to make that video. No one paid me $5 to make those daily posts. But I'm getting the result and the return months later from that activity. Jody, I've been talking to her. She's been ready to be a coach probably 5 times in the past year. And she was ready with her tax return. So she signed up with her tax return. I'm going through these so you guys know. Matthew watched my videos. He filled out a coach application that I do on my blog, on the Become a Coach tab on my website, but he found me on my videos. David, Ken, and Mark all signed up when I was on the cruise. They all found my YouTube videos. Misty Hollingworth, I've been helping her on and off. She signed up yesterday. I've been helping her for about 2 years. She did a program, loved it, had a baby, didn't get the weight off afterwards. She told me on the phone yesterday when I called her on the phone to help her get signed up that she was embarrassed to talk to me because she'd let herself go. But she's ready to go. And I'm going to show you guys something right now. This is a brand new coach. So I want you guys to see this. This is going to be probably one of the most impactful things that you see today. So let me share my screen again so you guys can see. Misty signed up as a coach yesterday, but remember, she is somebody I've been working with for 2 years, right? That I've invited a few times. I'm going to show you what happens when you put yourself out there and you don't care about what people think. Misty signed up as a coach yesterday. Look, she's doing some posts already about, train yourself to find blessing in everything. Putting on Instagram, sharing some thoughts about her day. Had some people like it. that's how it starts in the beginning, just a few people. Shared a video of a kid dancing. But look at this. This is the day she signed up. This is like a couple hours after she signed up. But I have some exciting news to share with everybody. Definitely is a life changer. Check out my video below. She has 1,851 views as a brand new coach for sharing that she's starting as a coach. And I'm going to tell you guys, she has 100 friends on Facebook. Okay, are you guys getting this message? She has 100 friends on Facebook. She puts a video up, and her profile is public. And 1,851 people saw this video. And it's simple. Listen.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to share some exciting news. I have decided to become a Beachbody coach. So as of yesterday, it is official. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Misty, you're not even fit. And that is true. Right now, I am not fit. I just had a baby a month ago and I almost gained 70 pounds. I am definitely not proud of that, but I feel right now in my life, I am most relatable to, the everyday person, to new moms, anyone struggling with weight loss or just needing nutrition tips. I feel that right now I am most relatable. I am a mom of 2 kids, so definitely strapped for time. A lot of the Beachbody workouts, they have incorporated 30-minute workouts. So that's perfect for nap time or, while your kids are eating lunch or anything. It definitely makes it doable. So I'm most excited about that. We will see how everything goes. I'm definitely going to include all of you in my weight loss journey, start to finish. First, I'm going to be starting with 21-day fix to help shed a little bit of weight, and then going on to Insanity Max 30. I'm a little nervous about that one, but if anyone is needing any, motivation or help with workouts or nutrition tips, I'm here. I would definitely like to help you. So just feel free to message me or text me or anything, and I will be there to help.
Awesome. That's okay. So this isn't even one of the questions, but I wanted to share that because some of the things we've been talking and some of the questions in the future we'll talk about this. You guys have a business. Like, you guys are on here because you want to build a business. So think of it like a real business. If that's like putting the open sign on her business. Like, hey guys, this is what I do. I'm not perfect, but I'm going to do it. And I want you to be a part of this with me. So she got it out there. And that's the power of social media. Like Sean says, your friends have friends and they have friends. So even though she has 100 friends on Facebook, 1,700 people saw that video. So get yourselves out there. Like if you really want to grow your business, the only way to do that is for people to know that you have a business that they can be a part of. So get over there, get over that fear. There may be some people who are like, Misty, just like she said, and she even called it out. She's like, you guys may be thinking, why are you a fitness coach? You're not fit. So she's just being relatable. Hey, I'm the average person and I'm most relatable and I want you to be a part of this with me. So that's a great example of getting out there on Facebook and social media and just letting people know what you do. So I'm sure it was scary for her, but look what happened. She's not going to be afraid to do it again because she already faced it and got some good feedback. So, and the thing to know as well, as far as systems and everything, she has no idea how to send a link yet to anybody that talks to, but she got herself out there. She'll figure out the rest as she goes, or she'll ask me, she'll ask the team, how do I send a link? And then one of you guys or myself will say, hey, here's the website to help you send that link to your friend that wants to do 21-day fix. So, okay, the next one is, I know it took me a year to buy into Shakeology. I wish I would have started so much sooner. You do your part and Beachbody delivers results every single time. So this just ties, I'm not going to talk much about this. This just ties into what Sean and I have said about sometimes it's going to take people 3 months, 6 months, a year, 18 months. Sean, hit it.
I actually didn't start Shakeology right away either. I already went through my transformation before I even met Scottie or even knew who Scottie was, or there was a Beachbody opportunity. And for months after signing up as a coach, I still wasn't on Shakeology because I had my own program. It was working for me, right? But what I found with actually trying the Shakeology, like all of you already know, is there are benefits to it. in our lifestyle. And for me, it was to reduce a ton of cravings that I was having because I was on my own diet. I made my own diet by myself, right? I had no structure. So I just want to throw out there that even though right now I'm doing really well, in the beginning, I was no part of Shakeology. I didn't want any part of Shakeology. So you will have people that are out there, but you will find that they all will find benefits for it too once they get to that point. So I want to throw that in there because it's not always winning. Sometimes there's struggles, and Shakeology in the beginning, I didn't want any part of it. So I just want to be honest with everybody.
Yeah, that's perfect. My beginning of my transformation before I found out about Beachbody, I just got P90X from a friend, and I did it without Shakeology. I drink like 2 a day now, right? I absolutely freaking love it. And I ran out of vegan on the Success Club trip because I didn't want to eat all the food in the buffet all day. So I brought my Shakeology and drank it, and I ran out. So I'm using regular strawberry, and I do not like it like I like my vegan, but I'm drinking it because I know how good it makes me feel. I'm still drinking 2 of them a day. So I'm the same way. And when people don't get discouraged, if people get the program somewhere else, support them, but continue to find people that will invest in you right now. But just like Sean and I, we both fell in love with the workouts prior and how we felt, and then the rest came afterwards. So the next one is time. Oh, I love this one. I have so many goals in many areas of my life. So I think I have a video called, just search time management, Scottie Hobbs on YouTube, and you'll find my time management video. Basically, all I did in that video was teach the concepts I learned from Craig Holliday's 90 Days of Excellence. If you have a lot of goals in a lot of areas of your life, you got to identify which are your top priorities. And then sometimes you got to leave some stuff out. Like I left out softball, I left out many things. But the one thing that the only thing that was just fun that I didn't leave out was my band, because I didn't want to be, I didn't want to be replaced by somebody else. So, but that only took up 2 hours, 3 hours once a week. So you need to identify your priorities. Watch my time management video if you need to work on that, or listen to Craig Holliday's 90 Days of Excellence on his time management one. But if you are serious about your goals, you find time. Just like the mom and dad example, if you're serious about being a great parent or trying to be a great parent, you'll find time to be with your kids. No matter how busy your life is, you'll find time. So the same thing goes for your business. If you're serious about your goals, you'll spend less time complaining about why you don't have time, and use that time that most would complain about it, and you would use that time to talk to people and to share your journey with other people. So if you're serious about this as one of your priorities, you may have to, like I said, leave things out for the current moment. Some people want to be like part of the PTO, or be the soccer coach, or be all of these many things. But imagine if you just put some of those off for 2 years and built a business where you can leave your job and you can do all of those things plus more if you want. So realize what your number one priority is, or your top 3 priorities, and then manage your time in that aspect. So mine are Beachbody, mine are family, Beachbody, church, and also my band. So I just have to give time slots to those. And like I said, Beachbody is one of the huge parts of it. So I use other times of my day to listen to the personal development and grow myself. And it takes 3 minutes to make a video. Like I could listen to Les Brown on the way to Walmart, park my truck at Walmart, put my video up, do a selfie video of what I learned about Les Brown, and right there I've created content that somebody in the future might connect with. So you can always make times once you make the decision that you're going to do this. So that's my idea on time. This one I believe is Shane. Yours is the one about Shakeology and Body Beast, right, Shane? Okay. I thought about messaging you about the health issue that I'm having, but I wanted to be honest and open about it to the group. Both my wife and I are having constipation as a result of Shakeology. Without going into much detail, I've been ill for almost a month and haven't seen doctors. Oh, I have seen 2 doctors and tried every over-the-counter by mouth and other means powder pills and drink with little no results. I've continued my Body Beast program, but have stopped my Shakeology. I Googled Shakeology and constipation came up. right away. This appears to be an issue with many people and have had to tell my brother about it before signing him up. I am troubled about it because of how much it's a part of the overall program and business. I can't go in faith, tell people about how great it is without explaining my and other side effects and possible side effects. I realize that out of thousands of people using it, there will be some that will have issues, but there are many and of course are upset about not being told. Sorry about the long comment. I'm not worried about the long comment, brother. You're out of all of my coaches, I think you're the only one out of 300 personally sponsored coaches I have that has had that issue. So it is literally like a one in thousands or one in a couple hundred that have issues with it. I do know I have 2 other coaches that are allergic to one ingredient in it, and so they can't use it. Right? So you don't want to ruin your health, because our idea is to be healthy and live a healthier lifestyle. You told your brother about it. If I believe I remember right, in our new coach group, Shane, you told us that your brother's having a good experience, right? Oh, I can't hear him. Sorry, you're unmuted now.
Actually, it was a girl that I had signed up and with the 21-day fix. She's been doing for 2 weeks now, and she's had no problems. Okay. And so, like I said, it just might just be me, but I felt I kind of went to the Beachbody website, and there were a number of comments about it. Yeah. And I thought, like I said, the law of large numbers is going to dictate that out of the hundreds of thousands of people, there's going to be somebody with an issue. Yeah. But, I didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't want to, I wanted to be upfront about it. But I'm glad that, other people that I've signed up are not having problems.
Excellent. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I'll hit on a couple of things, but before I meet you, congrats. I believe Shane hit Success Club 5 in this new coach group. Working hard. And he's been one that's shown up every day to show his accountability and share with us what he's doing in his personal development, his workout, his concerns with Shakeology. So he's coming forward with these concerns instead of, like I said, most people will back out. So, and kind of hide in the corner. So that's why he's growing to the place that he is, because he's doing those simple steps and working through it one day at a time. So congrats, my man.
Thanks, Scottie. I've dropped about 25 pounds, and I've got throughout 3 weeks left of my body beast. So I'm going to be putting up some more pictures. So, it's something. I've got like a rib issue I'm dealing with, but the idea of finishing a program that I've started so long ago, really, I'm kind of inspired myself sticking with it. And anyway, I've made great progress, and I love the body beast. So I'm looking forward to promoting that. I know that target market guys my age, I think people are already asking me about it. And so I'm looking forward to finishing it and sending in my results. My wife just finished 21-day Fix Extreme, and I had her in a challenge group. She was like my only person in the group, but she did wonderful. She just finished it today, and I shot her after picture. She lost about 12 pounds, and she really did well. So I'm seeing it firsthand. So I'm really excited.
Awesome, man. And you're seeing it because you're taking the steps, and you're willing to just work with just your first person, which was your spouse. It all starts with one. The ripple effect starts with one person. So thanks for sharing that story with us, man. And we're proud of you and your wife.
Thanks.
Okay. So with his concern, one thing that I do if someone ever has an issue, I think something that's awesome that's coming up is, with you, for example, I don't think you have to warn everybody necessarily that they could have that, because, out of 300, you're the first one in my coaches. But the way to promote it in a good way is to share stories. All of us have had great experience with it. So take the time to learn somebody's story every day, a success story with Shakeology, so that when somebody comes to you with a health issue or something, you can say, hey, I have a friend or one of our fellow coaches or someone on my team had that same issue, and this is what happened when they used Shakeology. This is how it's helped them. And then that way you're genuinely sharing how it can help them and benefit them in that aspect. As far as building your business, I mean, I taught Shakeology workshops at Summit 2 years in a row. And my partner always gave all the details on each of the superfoods, how they help you long term. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm a storyteller. So I connect people with stories. And I think that's the most important thing, is connect them with stories of how they can benefit with somebody that you know on our team that's benefited in that way. The same thing goes with someone that might be allergic to an ingredient. Like, I'm totally bummed that you can't experience it like we can, but there's ways for you to provide that to them, even though you can't experience it. And then as well, we have a whole supplement line coming in July that you can use and share with people as well. That's going to be phenomenal. I got to work out with Tony Horton 2 times, two days in a row, not in the big group workout, but caught him in the gym in Cancun after everybody left. And he was using it, and he's like, this stuff is off. And this wasn't like in front of everybody and the cameras and the CEO. He's like, this stuff is legit. So, I mean, we have an awesome new supplement line coming to add on to Shakeology as well, that we can experience and share with our customers too. So, are you good with that, Shane? Are you comfortable sharing that with people? Okay. Shane, thanks for your honesty. Okay. Someone was responding to that. Oh, someone was saying, I've experienced irregularity. This was one of my coaches, Jennifer. I remember her texting me how stoked she was that she was regular for the first time in her life after 2 weeks of Shakeology. So there's success stories that you can share with people. I've seen people with IBS that have like Sean's experience, has a story with that, where it's completely helped them. So learn other people's stories so you can connect with whatever their struggle is. Next thing, people telling me they'll sign up. So I give them my link and they ignore every follow-up I do with them. This goes back to what Sean and I spent some time on. It's not their time. And them telling you no is not a reflection of your success or really that you did anything right or wrong. It's just it's not for them, or they're not in the right spot or time in their life. Heck, Lindsay Matway is like the top coach in the company, and I told her no. And she even offered me one time, there was a promotion, how we have challenge pack promotions, to sign up and waive the $40 fee. You didn't have to pay anything. She's like, hey, you have great results with P90X. I know you've been thinking about this for a few months now. You can sign up this month and not pay a single dollar. And I still told her no. I just ignored her and I kept on doing my thing. So it just wasn't my timing. So I want you guys to think about that concept. What if Lindsay would have said, you know what, maybe I'm not, because Lindsay was only a coach for 3 months when I first reached out to her. What if she would have said, like, this guy, Scottie, has phenomenal P90X results. He's already helping people get started on P90X, and he won't friggin' sign up on my team or be a coach. What if she would have took that as her life course as a coach of rejection? That's what's going to happen with everybody. No, she didn't. She knew clearly what she was going to do with this business and understood that it's a no, not right now. So that conversation there is, I have people tell me all day, guys, I do, just so you guys can really see, I do literally 20 to 30 follow-ups and new invites every single day. And these guys are telling me no, or they're ignoring my messages. And I just continue on building relationships. Hey, I was thinking about you today. I was listening to this 15-minute Les Brown audio. I wanted to share it with you. So I'm just constantly giving value to people. And I don't care if they tell me no or if they listen to it or not, but I'm going to give them the opportunity to improve their life. And I feel it's my obligation to do that to everybody I come in contact with. So that's, I don't care, just like Sean, I don't care. If someone tells me no, it's not a reflection of me and my success and my future success as a coach. So get in your mind that. In that book, GoPro teaches you have to emotionally disconnect yourself from their response to whether they say yes or no, or join your team or not, or buy a challenge pack or not. You have to emotionally unconnect yourself from that outcome, because the only person that you can control is yourself. So don't depend on their reaction or their action to determine your success. Your success is the activity that you do and the mindset that you do it with. Next one, depression, ... Getting back on the horse. You've got to be right in the mind if anybody's ever going to follow you. Nobody wants to follow somebody that's down on themselves or complaining. And I wouldn't say this about our team from what I've seen, but I get messages. I literally get anywhere from 20 to 50 friend requests a day, and their coaches on other teams complaining about their upline or their business. And the thing is, guys, I just tell them the reason you're not successful is because you're writing me this message and complaining. I was like, I wouldn't want to follow you either. And I basically say, here's my because they're not on my team. I can't get on the phone with them. I got to use my time for you guys. So I give them all of my training, and I say, once you take ownership and you use all these tools, all these videos are the same things that I'm giving to my coaches. And so you have that same opportunity. But I could tell you right now that if you came to me, and you don't have to use those words or the attitude, but I would be able to feel that you don't believe in yourself and that you're not confident in yourself, and I would not join you either. So once you switch that from complaining and using all that energy you're putting into complaining and use that energy to improve your life and add value into others, that's when things will start to change for you. So if you're depressed, you gotta just get back on the horse. So Sean and I have both gone through some recent surgeries that completely set us back. There were days where I felt depressed because I love working out and I love Body Beast, and I was in pain and I'm on pain medications and my mind's not right. So literally, guys, when I was going through that, I listened to team calls about 8 hours a day, and I had the best month I ever had. So I could have sat there and felt sorry for myself, or I can take and triple, quadruple my personal development and do more invites and use that struggle I'm going through. Even though inside I'm feeling like ass, I'll say it. I can just say, hey, I'm going to use this message, this setback, and I'm going to inspire people, and I'm going to continue to post positive things. I'll talk about how bad I feel, but I'm going to teach people how I'm making myself feel better, like how I'm staying positive throughout that. And I'll tell them, hey, guys, I'm listening to 6 hours of this stuff every single day. So the thing that it was to keep me from not getting depressed or down on myself was to just continue doing the activity. Tony Robbins says in his videos, you've got to act yourself into motivation. You know, you can sit around and mope, or you can do the activity until you feel motivated. So that's what I do. And so if you're feeling depressed, you've got to listen to more personal development and take more steps. Guys, I'll tell you guys might have seen 2 nights ago, I was up at 3:30 in the morning still answering messages. And I'll tell you why, because I was going through a personal life struggle, and I was laying in bed with negative thoughts, thinking things I should probably never think. And I was getting depressed, and I'm never depressed. And this was 2 nights ago, guys. So what I did is I got up and I cranked the Les Brown on. I went down into my basement and sat on the couch, and I started answering messages and teaching people what I was learning with Les Brown to get my mind off of the negative thoughts that I was having. So when you have those things, you can sit around, and when you start thinking about them, you think about more, and they compound, and you think about more worse things. So you've got to just make that decision that you're going to fuel your mind and work yourself into being motivated. And what happened, guys, I started working, and then I felt good. I felt good answering messages because it took my mind off of the negative thoughts that I had. So you got to make those choices and decide to do that. So that's what I do. And guys, I never feel depressed. Like, I get down sometimes or not motivated, but I'm never depressed. And I was depressed 2 nights ago. So, but that's what I did. I just got to work. I just started adding value to other people. When you add value to other people, you feel better about yourself. So that's what I do. So make that choice. How to and when to share the business opportunity. So I have a blog post called How to Build, just put Build Beachbody Business in my blog, ScottieHobbs.com. And I have a whole call, a team call I did on who you should invite to be a coach. So watch that video. But guys, yeah, watch the video. You should invite everybody to the business to be a Beachbody coach. I fully believe everybody can benefit from Beachbody. And it's not become a millionaire, become a top coach, become a full-time coach. It's because they're surrounding themselves with positive people They're improving their health. They're having better friends that influence them and that encourage them to go after their goals instead of telling them that they can't do that. Like most of our friends tell us we're dumb for doing something like this, So I feel that everybody needs that type of friend. I have a friend that's he's depressed right now, and he's going down to California to hang out with somebody else that's been depressed. And I'm like, dude, like you need to be coming to our Super Saturday. You need to come surround yourself with positive people. So I fully believe that everybody, not just to make money or to get in the best shape of your life or to have abs, everybody should be a part of Team Beachbody to improve their life. So once you can get in that mindset, you're going to be willing and you feel obligated like I do to tell everybody you should be a coach. So who should you tell? Everybody. You should give everybody the opportunity. Don't decide for them if they should be a coach or not. You let them make the choice. You let them decide that. So, and if you don't, Sean's going to do it. Sean's going to find them on Facebook, and he's going to invite them to join his team. So you guys give them the opportunity to join your team. So we've talked about this, bridging the gap between learning and doing. It's just taking the steps like we talked about very first in this. Just getting into the actions of doing the steps. If you guys want to know, like if you're overwhelmed with everything and you want to just start the steps, just do those things that I taught you about what I teach my new coaches. Here's what you can do. If you really want to start your business and you haven't yet, do this. Do your workout and post about it on Facebook. Read your personal development and post about it on Facebook. Post what you learned. Send out the 2 invites like Sean said. And then post 3 times a day on Facebook. You already have 2 of them, your workout and your personal development. Make your third one something, whatever it is that you're excited about in life. If you love humor and you love to laugh, find a funny post on Google or something that someone else did, copy the picture, download it to your computer, post it, ask people a question to get them engaged. Just do those 3 posts a day and your workout and your personal development and post about those. And then make a decision to make 1 coach invite publicly on Facebook a month, and 1 challenge group invite a month at least, if not 2. And there's your business right there. That'll get you started on the action steps that will start to build your business and get you talking to people, get you growing as a person with your personal development and letting people know what you're doing by talking about that on Facebook, doing your workouts, talking about it on Facebook. So if you want to bridge the gap, do those 5 things. Like decide to do those today when you get done with this call, to do those 5 things, and then decide to do them the next day and the next day and the next day, no matter how you feel. So how to keep adding new people and keep inviting. That video I showed you of a brand new coach from yesterday, Misty Hollingsworth, she had almost 2,000 people watch her video, even though she only has 100 friends. So that's how she's going to be able to keep adding new people, is if she keeps doing stuff like that on Facebook. So using Facebook, following what Sean does on Facebook, what I'm doing on Facebook. One of my I won't say one of my top ways. My top way of finding new people is making 3 to 5 videos a week and all I'm doing is teaching what I'm learning in my personal development, or I'm just like, boom, I just finished Body Beast. I just finished my Body Beast chest workout. I'm feeling awesome today. I'm on day 21. I'm feeling super fired up. And, just when I get my workout first thing in the morning, I'm feeling better. It sets the mood for my day. And, I'm just talking about my progress and what I'm going through. Or, hey, guys, I was listening to Tony Robbins this morning, and he was talking about this, and that's all I'm doing, 3 to 5 times a day. That's my biggest recruiting tool right there. And then the Facebook, doing what I do on Facebook. So if you need to keep adding people and inviting, that's a great way to keep adding people to your list. Anybody that likes my posts, I'll add them to my list and start a conversation with them. Hey, I noticed you like my post from my family dancing. Like we put a video of my family dancing. I saw you like that. I've never talked to you before. Where are you from? That's all it is. I'll start the conversation and then we'll go from there. and just roll with it. A natural conversation, just genuinely wanting to know who these people are, because I have something to offer them once I get to know them. So another thing, guys, I've struggled with self-esteem my whole life. Like I've always been someone that struggled with self-esteem. So I want you guys to know, when I made that video last night, I was like, I'm not going to post this. I look like a retard. I look handicapped. I look like I should be wearing a helmet. And don't get me wrong, I love handicapped people. My aunt is handicapped, so I didn't mean it in that way. But I felt like really awkward and silly. And I watched it and my hands are all like flopping and Gabby's got this like perfect thing going on. But you know what? People loved it. People loved it. I got shared like 100 times. People are like, look at this, a family working out. So what if I would let my insecurities hold me back? So get out there and don't be afraid. Guys, we're all the same. Don't be afraid of people. Like, we all have the same insecurities. I remember a specific example I'll tell you so you can get used to getting out there. I played baseball growing up, like in the Little League World Series. I played the Babe Ruth and went through all that stuff. And there was this kid that was like the best hitter, home run hitter. And like, I was so intimidated by him. We were never friends really, but we were on the same team. So this Beachbody thing comes along, and his wife joins under my coach, Brigitte. And dude, this is like 15, 20 years later. And we have a team, I do a little team retreat, and Brigitte's invited and she invites somebody. And he's coming. I was still intimidated as if it was 20 years ago by this kid. But you know what the funny thing is? He was intimidated of me as a very successful Beachbody coach, and they're brand new coaches. So the cool thing is, like, I was afraid of him or intimidated by him. He was intimidated by me. But once we just like opened up and said, dude, it's good to see you. We were both like great friends. And like, I was afraid of him. He was not afraid, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so many times we're afraid of other people, but guys, we're all similar. We all have emotions. We all have fears. We all have things we're afraid of. We all have dreams. We all have ambitions. So don't be afraid of people. Learn about them. Connect with them. Don't be afraid of them. We're all the same, but different. So there you go. So internet. I'm a face-to-face type of guy. Here's what I'm going to say about the internet. If you don't learn it, you can build a team, but you're not going to make an impact as big as you could. Like, let's say Misty Hollingsworth, that coach that signed up yesterday that made that video. If she said, I'm not an internet person, she may only have a network of 100 people on Facebook right now, or 25 friends or 100 friends that she can write down and know. And they may know people like Sean says, but she's going to have to physically call every one of them on the phone. She's going to have to go to their house, and you can build a business that way, but it's going to take a lot longer than if you can make a video. I look at it as social media as every post you make, or every video you make, or every blog post. Like, I fish, right? So it's only legal to throw out one fishing line. But if you want to be a face-to-face person, it's basically like fishing with one fishing pole. And learning to use the internet, like Facebook or YouTube, is like throwing at every video, every post you put out is like throwing a fishing line out with bait. So you can either fish with one pole, or you can fish with, I have 700 videos. You can fish with one pole, or you can fish with 700 plus the 5 posts a day we do on Facebook, which probably equals 25,000 posts over the past 4 years. So I can fish with 25,000 poles with bait on it, or I can fish with one by knocking on doors or calling somebody. So if you're a face-to-face person, learn the internet so that these people can find you, and then you can do a face-to-face video chat with them once they find you. It's going to help you reach more people. So straightforward with that one. And I got to get going to my daughter's thing here shortly. I think I need to record when I get on the phone with people. I know that adds a great personal touch. Yeah, I still having quite a few no's. I think there was a spelling error in that, or a autocorrect. I think I need to get on the phone more with people. Yes, you need to get on the phone more with people. So every single one of you guys that has signed up with a coach with me, for the most part, I'm looking through here, you reached out, or I reached out, or you watched a video, or you responded to a post I made and you said, hey, I'm interested in that. And the first thing that I did was say, hey, that's awesome. I'm super excited. that you're going to be joining our team, I say it like that before I even talk to them. I'm so excited you're going to be joining our family. Shoot me a text, and let's find a time to talk for 10 to 15 minutes in the next 2 days. Let me know when you're free. So I take every conversation to the phone that I possibly can. So yes, get on the phone. Because they can hear your tone of voice, they can hear your excitement, and you can't portray that through a message or through emails. So that's why I get on that. If you can get on a one-on-one video chat, they can see your excitement. They can see your smile. They can see that you care about them. You're genuine about helping them. So do it. The next thing, feeling comfortable sharing the coach opportunity is my biggest challenge. Second is making the time to learn the compensation strategy and products. Also, I got Facebook distracted, but today I decided I've accomplished what I wanted to do so far on Facebook, build friends, credibility, and interest, and now I'll focus on the nuts and bolts of the business. So once again, watch that Build Beachbody Business video to find out or get comfortable with sharing the coach opportunity and why you should share that with everybody. Second, making time to learn the compensation strategy. It's not going to make a huge, maybe 1 out of 25 coaches I've talked to needed to know the compensation strategy before they became a coach. It's going to be important that you learn it, but take 15 minutes, take 30 minutes one Saturday and watch a video on it. I have a complete video on the compensation plan. Beachbody has a video on the compensation plan that Michael Neiman does that makes it funny and hilarious. It's with little action figures. Like, take the 10 minutes and learn it. But realize that it's not important. Guys, when I started as a coach, I signed 14 coaches before I even knew that this was network marketing and that I would make an income off of them selling product. I literally thought I had to sign up or sell 300 P90Xs or Shakeologies to make $10,000. So it's not important that you know it right away, but it's important that you learn it and start to grasp it, but it's not important to start your business. So don't worry about that. The important thing is the conversations, the relationships, and getting people started on getting results with our programs. That's the number one thing. The results will create credibility in your business. And when you don't have results in your clients yet, like Shane has a success story of his own and of his wife, but if you want to share more success stories, use the team. Use success stories from other coaches and say, hey, a member of my coaching team just finished 21-day fix, and this is, and then share a little thing, a little heartfelt post, and make an invite. It doesn't have to be someone that you helped in the beginning. You guys see, I put probably 3 transformation stories a week on my blog. They're not all my customers. Anytime I see a transformation post, I ask them if I can share it. So I'm sharing transformation stories all day long. So get out there and share other stories until you have your own stories to share. So next thing, and I don't even know, I've had this MacBook for a year and I don't even know how to run it. I totally did like a weird swipe thing and all my screens went, and I had to figure it out right there. So you don't have to know everything perfectly to be able to do it. So I can use this MacBook without knowing all the features. I just do the basics. So same thing with your business. You don't have to know everything to get started on using it and making an impact. So next thing, finding time for it all to work, working out, fixing healthy dinners, and caring for an aging parent. So this all goes back into the priorities one. Watch that time management video of mine or listen to Craig Holliday's. My first response to that, I don't know who wrote this, but finding time for it all to work. Melanie Mitro, I think it was, shared this in the top 10 panel in Cancun. If you're struggling with what to post or what to do for your business on a certain day, do your workout and post about it. Just do it. Just work out and put it on there. Just like a sweaty selfie. Hey, I just did my workout, and bam, you're that's good for the day. Feel comfortable with that. And then pick up the next day and start that momentum. People they'll see that, they'll start to ask questions. So if you're finding time, make sure, this is what I say about caring for an aging parent. Like, yes, you've got to do that right now, but I would use that as your biggest why and motivator that's going to make you find the time to build this business so you can create more time freedom in the future to take care of them even better. So instead of using it as an excuse, use it as something to motivate and pull you to work harder, to make more impact, to make more videos, to make more posts, to reach out to more people so you can create an income, not to be a millionaire or 6-figure earner, but to give yourself time freedom to take care of those things that you need to take care of that matter most to you in your life. So next, needing to understand how to help people do the business end if they don't do Shakeology. Still trying to learn Facebook. So learn it just like anything, like learning to be a parent or you get a new job. You walk in there, you're overwhelmed. Like I remember when every time I moved up in the company I worked for, like, you're going to be the manual writer. I remember sitting down and they opened up AutoCAD that like the draftsmen use and the engineers. And I have no idea. I've never opened up AutoCAD before. And he's like, okay, you got to explode this drawing. Then you got to transfer it over here and put it in and I've never used Word documents and created like books. I remember sitting down and I was like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. But you show up every day and you try it. You watch what they do, you try it yourself. You watch what they do, you try it yourself. You watch what you do, it's not working, you ask them, okay, hey, I tried this. I tried to explode the drawing, but it's deleting the whole file. What do I do? Like, come over here and show me. So be willing to learn and go through the process. Relate Beachbody coaching to anything you've ever done in your life where you felt overwhelmed or you didn't know how to do it and you learned how to do it by just trying it. Like I skateboard, I play the guitar, I'm a snowboarder. All those things, I didn't know how to do them when I started, but I tried and I hurt and I got bruised shins and broken collarbones. But I tried and I showed up every day and you get better as you do it. So remember that the expert in anything was once a beginner. So remember that Sean was once a beginner. I was once a beginner. So understand that about everything, about Facebook, about the business end. And I think it's even better for you you got to learn the business end of Beachbody, but the business end, guys, is basically connect with somebody, find out their goal, share your message or a story of somebody else so that they can relate to that, give them a link, they buy it, and support them the best you can. That's the business of Beachbody. Help them get real results with Beachbody products. And then teach them how to do that. That's all Beachbody is. That's all Beachbody coaching is. So, there's other things too, like coach placement and how to check your customer orders and how to get leads. All that you need to learn. Set aside 10 minutes a day to learn something new in your office or read everything that comes into the breaking news and learn it day by day. But realize that that's all the business is. Helping people get results, working on yourself, and doing that day in and day out and day in and day out. So we have this great business now of 16,000 coaches on our team, which still blows my mind. But I'm still doing the same thing I did when I started. I've just kind of organized myself as I've gone. And heck, I've tried like 8 different training systems to try to improve getting results for my coaches. So it's always constantly trying to improve. But I'm doing the same thing I did when I started. Read personal development, work on my transformation, put myself out there, connect with people, invite them to join me. That's all I do. All I do. And show up to that every single day, no matter how I feel. So that is the business of Beachbody. And then you learn the rest of the little nuts and bolts as you go. Next thing, thoughts on being judged for my, I love this one. This is the last one. And I got to go get my daughter from school and go watch her dance, which was part of my why. Be able to never miss an event of my kids or have somebody tell me I couldn't be there. So know that that's the thing that made me learn and go through all these struggles, was to be able to do that, which I'm going to do here in an hour. So the thoughts of being judged for my posts and doubts about being successful. I'm blatantly ignoring them right now, though, because I want and need to be successful. People messaging me about wanting to get started, being sold on a challenge pack, and then disappearing. They'll be back eventually, I'm sure, but getting people started on the journey, health journey earlier is always best. So one of my favorite things is thoughts about being judged. Just like my video I put up of me dancing, I was afraid of being judged. I made a video yesterday. It was like 40 minutes. I had some neighbors block me from Facebook. They go to our church. They now, 4 years later, were on the Success Club trip with us. So what would have happened if I would have said, oh man, my friends and my neighbors are blocking me? None of you guys would be a part of this team today, right? None of you guys would be a part of this. You might have found it through somebody else, but none of you guys would be a part of our family if I would have worried about somebody blocking me 4 years ago, or And I remember putting selfies of my P90X progress. And I would literally have friends right on my wall, on my Facebook wall, like not just on a comment. They would put on my wall, hey, Scottie, it's been a while since I've seen one of those shirtless selfies. Do we get to see one today? But it was sarcasm, like making fun of me for what I was doing. So what would have happened if I would have let that affect me? None of you guys would be here. I would not be a stay-at-home dad. I would still have a mortgage that I couldn't pay, that I'd be worrying about at night, trying to figure out how I was going to change my financial situation. So realize that you've got to get over caring about what people think. And my favorite quote of all time is Les Brown. Other people's opinions of you do not define your reality. So somebody may have opinions of you. They may judge you, but that's a reflection of what they see in themselves that they're not happy with. So don't worry about what people think about you. And my other favorite one, I think it was Rick Warren, A Purpose-Driven Life, made a huge impact on me on getting myself out there and not caring what people thought and being okay with just being me. Was that Rick Warren's A Purpose-Driven Life. And I knew about that book from almost day one of it as a coach, because Craig Holliday in his 90-day series talks about it, and I didn't get it until like a year and a half into my business. But what he says on there is, if you value somebody's opinion of you or judgment of you more than God's opinion of you, you're putting somebody else before God. And I was like, oh man, I'm done. I'm not going to care anymore what anybody ever says about me. As long as I know that I'm doing right and trying my best to improve myself daily and truly trying to make an impact and add value to people and be genuine in that, then it doesn't matter what anybody says about me. Because I know that I'm living and doing my purpose and I'm excited about it. So that's my message for you guys on that, on getting yourself out there. Who cares if somebody says, I'll tell you guys right now, I'm looking at this. Some of the phone numbers, I don't know who they are that's on here, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you on here. I did not know a single one of you guys 4 years ago when I became a Beachbody coach. Probably my best friend is one of my Star Diamond coaches here in Idaho Falls. When I was in Cancun, we took a picture of everybody that was in Cancun with me. And like, I love these people to death. And some of them I met for the first time. Like Terry Fisher. I met him for the first time, and we're making goofy slow motion videos, like high-fiving our water bottles, walking into the club. And we lasted like 5 minutes in there, but we're like best friends. I've never met him before. And I've only talked to him on the phone 3 times before this. And I love these people to death. And many of the people that I thought were friends before, they're not really friends. These people through Beachbody are my friends. It's like a family reunion when I go to Summit, when I go to Leadership, when I go to the Success Club trip. So, like, I'm not saying ditch your friends, because I still have great friends in my band that I'm part of. One of them is a coach as well. But the people that were my friends that I saw every day at work, they're the ones that hacked into my computer to make sure I wasn't doing Beachbody work at work. That's passed judgment on me for what I was doing all the time, that I found out that weren't true friends. And you know what? I have all of these friends I've met through Beachbody that are better friends than I could have ever asked for. And then, like I said, the guys in my bands, I love those guys to death, and they're some of my best friends as well. And, you know, they love me for what I do as a Beachbody coach and support that. And I get to push our music out, so maybe they love me for that. But realize that you guys are going to meet some pretty incredible people through this. And I'm not saying you're going to ditch your friends, but if you're truly passionate about this and it's changing your life and you share it and that offends them and they want to talk about you, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. They may act like a friend around you, but they're not your friend. If they're going to go talk behind your back and say, like, did you hear Holly thinks she's a fitness coach and thinks that she can mentor people in growing a business? That's not a friend. They may say you're your friend, but they're not your friend. So realize that about people as you meet new people. And, you know, some of your friends may never join you, but they're still going to love you and support you and encourage you. Those are your friends. But realize that if there's people out there saying those things or judging you, that they're not really your friends and their opinion shouldn't matter. Okay. So that's all the questions that we had on there. I'm going to check the chat real quick. Someone giving some advice. And thanks, Sean. I am a great dancer. And Sean, I need you to text me before I go because I have size. I didn't know if you want me to bring that to do the size workout at your Super Sunday. Okay, I'll bring it. Okay. So, and I have something else to chat about, so text me. But anyway, if anybody has any other questions, I got to go in like less than 5 minutes. If you have one last question, just unmute yourself and let me know, or any last comments. You're welcome, Shane. I just want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart, like I care about you guys. Like I'm out actively trying to build my business, actively trying to retire my dad is my next thing, my mom and dad in the next 2 years, as well as Gabby's parents. I want you guys to know that I show up every day, and it's because I want you guys to be successful. Like Gabby will tell you, like I pray, like I'm like, please help these guys get this. Like please help them get over the fears and start to do this. And I want you guys to know, I don't favor one coach over another. Like I saw someone say like, it would be nice to be a part of the club that saw us at Success Club. When we were in Cancun on the trip, I don't look at those guys as any better than any of you or anyone on the team. I want everybody to be just as successful, but those people are there because they got over the fears. And I want you to know, I don't talk to them any more than I talk to any of you guys. Honestly, I probably do maybe 1 or 2 calls with a coach a day. That's all I really have time to do. And I make time whenever I can. If I'm driving to Walmart or driving to the store outside of my business, like if someone texts me, I always make time. So I want you guys to know I always make time for that. So I want you guys to know that. Like I want you guys so bad to be successful. I don't have to work the business anymore, literally. Like I do because I love it. Like I love what I do 100%. Like I wasn't going to work today because I got a pack to go out to see Sean and see Gina and be to my daughter's thing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to work at night and not work today. But I was like, I love to do this. So I wanted to see your faces on here and try to give you guys, instead of just typing out the answers to those responses, like I genuinely want to know what you're struggling with so we can get through it. So you guys can break out and become the best version of you. Sometimes you're going to have to put your blinders on as to what others are doing around you and focus on becoming the better version of yourself every single day and developing yourself. When you can do that, that's when things are going to really, truly start to happen for you. I see Holly on here. Holly's going to be a diamond shortly. She's planning on going to the Dominican Republic with us. But Holly's been a coach since when I started, and she just barely is starting to get it and jump in. Carolina's been with me from my first year as well. 3 years. Same with Holly. So
I have a question. Sorry.
Holly. This is Holly.
Yes. Okay. So, quick question. So can you go through with me real quick? When you talk to somebody that's interested in, doing the Beachbody Challenge with you, I'm the one that put the question. It was that I'm still getting quite a few no's on the phone, and I don't know if that's normal when you're on the phone because I know that makes a difference. So I thought maybe I'm just jumping into things too soon. I don't know, on a phone call. Does that make sense?
I think it leads back to the amount of, like Sean says, like you can have a 10-minute, 15-minute phone call, but if there's they can feel that you care about them if you ask questions. My phone calls, just so you know, I don't go step through step at all. Like this is how the challenge group works, or this is how coaching works, this is how you get paid. I don't do a presentation of any sort. Like I got on the phone with yesterday with Misty, and it was like, how's the baby doing? It was a coach opportunity call, but it was, how's the baby doing? What's his name? I know I don't know your husband's name. What's your husband's name? Tell me why you reached out to me and wrote me that message that you were interested in becoming a coach. What's the story behind that? What makes you want to do this? And so they're doing all the talking, and they self-discover and pretty much tell themselves that they need to be a coach or they need to be a part of the challenge. And then at the end, it's just like, okay, perfect. I think this is going to be the best option for you from what you've told me. I know. And then that's where it's important to know people's stories. Because then I could say, hey, Misty, I have another mom that she recently had a baby 4 months ago. she started just like you did. She started sharing it with people. It was relatable. She wasn't super fit where people couldn't relate to that. And in the first couple weeks, she started 2 people on their own journey. She made an extra $140 that paid for her Shakeology. So I'm just always relating stories to what they need. And then making the bold invite. And I don't try to close people at all. I just say, I want to know, I have a post on my blog called Invite, where I walk them through what that phone call looks like.
Okay.
It's a little scripted because we had to script it for the National Wake Up Call. So it had to be very scripted, but you can kind of see the concept there on how I do that. But at the end, I literally tell them, hey, I realize here's the package. And I don't stutter or slow down. That challenge pack is going to be $160 with shipping, with tax. It may be around $175. We start on this date. And then I just say, I realize you probably need to adjust your budget or speak with your spouse about it. So what I want you to do is talk to them or figure out how this is going to fit in, because I know you want to achieve whatever it was that they talked about. I know you want to do this. So I want you to, go home and think about how you can make this happen, how you can fit this into your budget and make this a priority. And then I'll follow up with you tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't make them say yes or no right there. I let them, and I let them know too. And I tell them I'm the least pushy person. I word it like that. I'm the least pushy person that you'll ever meet. Don't laugh at that, Don. That was embarrassing. I'm the least pushy person you'll ever meet. So I just want you to know that I'll be following up with you because I don't want you to think that I forgot about it. So know that I'll be reaching out to figure out, what you found out after talking with your spouse or working around your budget. So I let them know, like, I'm not pushy, but I'm going to follow up with you.
Okay.
So that's how I do it.
Okay, that helps because I have not been doing as much of that. I've been like, oh, well, this is how my challenge group works. So that makes sense. That's exactly what I'm doing wrong, is doing those things. Okay.
It's like the last 2 or 3 minutes. This is how much it is. I'm going to follow up with you. Once you purchase your challenge pack, then I'm going to, it's going to take a week to get there. And then I'm going to help you get your pictures taken. And then we'll talk about, what we do daily in the group. So that's what I do.
Okay. Thanks.
So, and then realize, Gabby's sister, I did a call with her last week, 2 weeks ago, 21-day fix. She was looking for a protein powder. I talked to her about 21-day fix and Shakeology. Yes, I'm going to do it. Okay. And I did that same thing. And she's like, okay, is there a payment plan is what came up. And I let her know, hey, we can figure something out or we can wait a couple weeks so you can get that together. And 100% all in. And, yesterday she texted me and she ordered, but she just ordered the 21-day fix alone. But I don't care, right? Even though we talked about the challenge group, I'm still going to help her get results with the 21-day fix. And if she continues with her plateau or needs more energy, then I'm going to bring up Shakeology again. It's just part of the process. Like, everything doesn't happen perfectly. Like, boom, this happens. So just go with it. Work through, help them as much as you can, and realize that everything's going to take a little bit of time. Just like Sean took a while to get ready for Shakeology, I took a while. So just realize that that's part of the process. But the way that you're going to get stuck in this business is if you count on those people that you have a conversation with to be your Success Club points, to hit your Success Club 5. I see too many people missing it because they're like, I got 4 people that told me, yes, they're going to join on the 15th or they're going to join next payday, which is Friday. I'm so stoked. I'm going to hit Success Club. And then all 4 of those people ignore them. That's normal. Those people ignore me too. Like I shared, I do about 2 calls a day with new prospects for challenge groups or coaching. And guys, every single one of these new coaches that I shared with you, none of them were any of those conversations I had this month. None of them. They're all conversations from previous months. So realize that I get the same no's with the same people that say, yes, I'm going to do it on Friday, and then they don't do it. So the only way when you're not hitting Success Club is because you're counting on that. So I work my business every single day as if I have 0 points. I have 11 Success Club points in my business, 4 in Gabby's and 2 in my mom's. And I have a goal to have 5 in Gabby's and 5 in my mom's. I'm still going to work my business every day as if I have 0. Because success is not the end result. Success is the daily behavior. your mindset about it, your purpose, your end goal, and then showing up every single day. So that's how you're going to grow a long-term business, is staying focused in the activity versus the result that you're getting on a day-to-day basis. So, okay, I hope that helps you guys. I got to go get my daughter from school and go watch them do their little dance and sing and stuff. So this is recorded, so I'll put it up publicly on my YouTube channel, so you guys can watch it later or share it with somebody that might, one of your coaches that might need to see it, or to reference back, or to share with someone else on the team, you know. And the way for you guys to start growing as leaders, if you see someone comment with a struggle and it's something you learned on this, practice your leadership skills. Say, hey, Scottie or Sean mentioned this on a Zoom I got on, and this is what he does. This is, you know, practice those leadership skills. If you ever learn anything, practice it on any coaches on our team, because eventually you're going to have your own team. So why not practice now on everybody, you know, teaching what you learn and getting confident in teaching that stuff. So we'll see you guys later. I got to run, and enjoy your Super Saturdays. I wish I could be at each of yours, but I made a little deal that if Sean and Gina hit Star Diamond that I would come. So they drove and they both hit 2 Star Diamonds. So I get to go to 2 of them. So drive your business. I can't wait until I get to come to your local Super Saturday. Unless you're Holly and Misty, because you live in town with me. Okay, see you guys later.